Hey, this is Mike T. Nelson here, and today I'm talking about metabolic flexibility and ideal ways to train and the use of carbohydrates. So in the previous video, I talked about how insulin is helpful with the fuel selector switch. So low levels of insulin will push the body towards using fats. Higher levels of insulin will push the body towards carbohydrate use. And metabolic flexibility is using the right fuel at the right time. So today we're talking about the effects of training and the carbohydrates. So if you look at just basic bioenergetics, if we want to do the maximum output in the gym, so this is assuming we're doing some type of weightlifting exercise, which is really good, obviously, to add muscle and also to burn fat. To do that, to get the highest level out, we need to use carbohydrates. So if anyone has tried a very low carbohydrate diet, especially initially while your body is adapting, usually don't feel very good, which is for other reasons. But at the simplest level, carbohydrates are what drives the body's ability to do the maximum amount of work. So if you cannot use carbohydrates, your ability to do high capacity work will be inhibited. And we can actually look at pathophysiology at a group of patients who are not able to use glycogen. They have a disease called McArdle's disease, and it impairs their body's ability to use carbohydrates. And what we find in that group of people is that their ability to do high outputs of work is really not very good. They don't enjoy it. It's not a lot of fun. And they just can't get to do sort of like a sprints or, lower rep sets or, very high output type stuff in the gym. So that's some evidence to show that the use of carbohydrates is absolutely essential if we want to perform at the highest level. So even if your goal is fat loss, when you go to the gym, you still want to be able to perform at a high level so you can do as much work as possible. So when we train, we want to be able to use carbohydrates effectively. So during the day, if we're using fat effectively, when we go to the gym, we want to be able to switch to use carbohydrates at that time. So one of the things you can try out is having some type of meal beforehand, moderate amounts of protein. Usually I like a little bit higher amounts of carbohydrates. I usually recommend that people try this out first thing in the morning. Everyone will have a little bit different response to carbohydrates. But in the clients I've worked with, most people do better with their performance in the gym having some type of carbohydrate beforehand. And this doesn't have to be immediately beforehand. If people are using a protein and carbohydrate shake, probably around an hour before, or if you're a little bit unsure, you can have half of it an hour before and then just sip on the other half during your training session. So we know that proteins to some degree and also carbohydrates will promote the release of insulin in the body, and that will also drive us towards using more carbohydrates. So today's tip, if you want to get out the highest performance possible, your body has to be able to access carbohydrates in the gym. So a lot of times that can be from their stored version in the liver and muscles, which is glycogen. Or you can also try adding in protein and carbohydrate, either meal or some type of shake before training. Again, just try that out and let me know how it goes. Most people usually report that the performance is much better and lifting in the gym is more fun too. So I'm Mike T. Nelson, and let me know what you think. Thank you.